After the spectacular knockout wins at UFC 250, a lot of interest has been created for a bantamweight fight between Cody Garbrandt and Sean O'Malley. Cody Garbrandt knocked out Raphael Assuncao in the second round, and Sean O'Malley knocked out Eddie Wineland in the first round. Recently, Cody Garbrandt sent a harsh message out to Sean O'Malley. A fan tweeted at Cody saying, "At Cody No Love, can he beat at Sugar Sean MMA?" Cody Garbrandt responded back saying, "I'd make him lick white dog." A 5-round heavyweight bout between Alistair Overeem vs Augusto Sakai has been targeted to headline a UFC Fight Night card on 5th of September. Alistair Overeem is coming off a TKO win over Walt Harris, and Augusto Sakai is coming off a split decision win over Blagoy Ivanov. A 3-round featherweight bout between Zubaira Tukhugov vs Hakeem Dawodu has been targeted for UFC 253 in September. Zubaira Tukhugov is coming off a TKO win over Kevin Aguilar, and Hakeem Dawodu is coming off a split decision win over Julia Ars. A 3-round bantamweight bout between John Dodson vs Merab Dvalishvili has been targeted for UFC 253 in August. John Dodson is coming off a TKO win over Nathaniel Wood, and Merab Dvalishvili is coming off a unanimous decision win over Gustavo Lopez. Dana White at the UFC ESPN media scrum spoke on Khabib. He said he reached out to him, but he hasn't heard anything back.
No, I'm not messing with Khabib. I'm leaving him alone until he's ready to talk, and I'm letting him mourn and, do what he has to do. I reached out to him, the day of, and I haven't heard back from him since, so.
Прибыли в Россию. Домой. Небольшая присутствует.
Jorge Masvidal on the Ariel Helwani's MMA show speaks on his performance against Kamaru Usman at UFC 251.
I definitely knew that, I'll put it like this, in terms it could be understood better. I couldn't run the mile at my best pace, let's say, right? So I couldn't do my regular timeouts, but I could run sprints hard and then take a break, like a 400-yard sprint, an 800-yard sprint, and then I would have to catch my breath and then do it again. That was the type of shape that I was more in. So in those spots, I was trying to obviously land the finishing blow. So my blows were coming hard every time unless I was setting something up, I was obviously trying to KO him and then recharge and then try to KO him again and things like that, As to where Usman was ready to run them out. He was able to run them out and keep that pace continuously and keep me off my game and impose his will and take it to his side of the real estate. I was just, the whole time I was thinking every time, even before the first round, after the first round, I need a KO. That's the only way I'm going to win. Because even if I'm winning, I might not have the greatest guys in the 4th and 5th round, so I'm just trying to at all times KO. Second round, like 2 minutes into it, my legs were like, boom, it was costing me a lot to move the legs a little bit, but it's a fight game, and I know what I signed up for. It was still, believe it or not, at my most tired, having a man that's a world champion trying to come take my head off, it was still a good time, and I was still, had to remind myself, wow, this is what I love to do, and I'm still getting to do it, I'd be grateful. I think this will be one of the coolest stories that I could ever have, maybe, possibly, just the outside factors of the 6-day notice or whatever. This whole corona pandemic crap that's going on that we're living through, I got to not only earn a living through this period, but go through some crazy stuff, man. I was stopping in places in the world, and it's a very hostile time, very crazy, weird times that we're living through. So that I got to live through the experience, compete for a world title under these circumstances, I'm just so thankful, man. It was quite the joy. His strength, the way that he could just some guys are bam, explosive, right? And some guys are keep that strength the whole time, and he had a good grip strength, and he had a good squeeze right here where he felt really strong, and then he was able to keep it. Obviously he faded, he started to drop, but he was able to keep it, he was able to keep a good percentage of his strength. A lot of guys start really strong, and as every round goes, it gradually gets weaker. He was able to sustain that strength, I always said it was business. I never said it was personal, but he did cross the line. Yeah, I still believe he crossed the line, but everything to me is just business in this sport, man. Ain't nothing personal. It's not personal with Leon. It's not personal ever with Usman. I said it, it's never personal. It's always business, and that's the honest truth, man. No, it's just begun. As far as competitiveness goes, as a person, I respect everybody that gets in that cage. Can't nobody tell me how hard of a life it is more than me. So everybody that gets in the cage, man, woman, child, anything, whoever they are, I respect them. I know what they go through to earn these paychecks. So of course I have respect for him and most of the competitors. 99.9% of them I have respect for him.
Hey, I'm just getting done. One more training session here with Coach Phil Darul, and I'm feeling great, you know. Now it's time to go back home, have dinner, and rest, because tomorrow it's gonna be jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Whoa, now they turn on the lights over here and it looks a little better, huh? Look at that mustache. Like I was saying, you know, I'm feeling great, and let's keep going, man. We are almost there. August 15th, we are almost there. Can't wait.
Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast shares his thoughts on Kamaru Usman's victory over Jorge Masvidal.
He did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. To be honest, he fought the smart fight. You know, he said it himself, and to be honest, I don't disagree with what he said. He said, what, a guy like Masvidal that hits hard, that knocks people out, you want me to go in there and swing toe to toe? Or should I use my skills that I've spent a lifetime developing to win a solid, convincing, sound, concrete, absolute victory and not take any damage? And you can't argue with that. Yeah. I mean, yes, as fans, and I myself would have preferred to see them slug it out. But from Usman's perspective, you can't blame him. You know, it's a clear-cut path to victory. But the fight started and Masvidal looked great. You know, looked sharp, looked fast. Fluid combinations. He looked incredibly fast, to be honest. He threw a kick. Usman caught it straight away and took him down. But Masvidal was doing a really good job getting back to his feet. But then from there, Usman was just pushing him up against the fence a lot, as we know. I mean, I don't need to recap it. I mean, because that was round one had the most action. For me, round one was pretty exciting. But it was Masvidal that was bringing all the excitement. But Usman was a spoiler. That's what he did. He spoiled it. He spoiled it to his favour, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. That's what he does. He's a wrestler. He's going to take him down. He's not going to stand in the strap. Listen, against Covington, it was an exciting fight because Covington can wrestle like a mother. Usman can wrestle like a mother. So what are they going to do? Spend up so much energy trying to take each other down that isn't going to be successful, or try and exercise their perceived striking advantage, which they both thought they had, so they tried striking, and it was a lot of fun. But against, you know, in this matchup, Usman knew, he said, I'm the better wrestler. I can take this guy down all day and control him, not take damage, walk out of it unscathed, without the brain damage that we were talking about earlier, still be able to go see his kids without being covered in cuts and bruises and injuries that might keep him out for a long, long time. So it sounds like I'm making excuses for him. I'm not. I'm just, you know, he said it and he's right. It is smart, but in the long run, it won't help his star power. It will not help his star power, but I guess he may be one of those guys that people want to see get beat, you know, and that can be powerful.
Just arrived in London. Excited to go into quarantine for 2 days. Arrived at the quarantine hotel. Thought I might give you a small tour. Oh, damn, those masks really fuck up your beard. Beard people will know. So yeah, tour. Here we got the entrance door. Can't go outside, of course. I will be kicked home if I do. So 48 hours inside here.